What is up, everyone? Hello and welcome back to Corsace Closed. We are back with our final match of this weekend, if I remember correctly, between Maliszewski and WindowLife, the biggest seeding disparity in this round so far. Seed number 1 against seed number 16, Maliszewski, one of the favorites to win it all against WindowLife. Still, though, an American mechanics star who might be able to pull something special in this matchup. I'm Shiva. I'm joined by the very epic Dio.
Hello, Shiba. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, this is a really interesting matchup. WindowLife with the Corsace Closed debut here. That's why you see no key statistics for him. Maliszewski coming back after getting second last year to MREC. This is, as you said, one of the tournament favorites, kind of a tournament favorite generally in any tournament that he plays, versus somebody who is on the up and up as of recent. WindowLife often thought of as a speed one trick, and certainly strongest skill set is speed, but also a very good hard rock player and generally good mechanics player throughout a lot of other tournaments as of recent, and has been diversifying the portfolio, so to speak. Has been getting better at a lot of other skill sets besides just the speed and hard rock mechanics. But I think in this matchup, you're going to stick to those as much as possible versus Maliszewski, who is known as one of the best all-rounders in tournaments, generally speaking, and still has good enough speed and stamina to compete with anyone who's not specialized into it. That said, WindowLife definitely a speed specialist, and we already see the bans come out. DT1 banned out by Maliszewski, Hidden 2 banned out by WindowLife, and the Nomad 5 first pick from WindowLife. Not really any surprises here through the initial bans and first pick.
Yeah, pretty predictable first little intro section. I think what worries me a little bit for WindowLife about this matchup is that Maliszewski has been able to push through some mechanics players for quite a while in some of these 1v1 tournaments. It isn't necessarily, in the best way of saying it possible, it's not his weakness, it's more his least prominent strength. Which is why, I guess, no matter what you pick, you still have to be wary, even if it's one of your most prominent strengths here. Yes, Maliszewski might not be the most dangerous and most well-known speed player, but especially this early into the tournament, WindowLife really won't be able to be as comfortable on those super mechanics maps. You're really just hoping that you get the best run you can and you really make the most of it. With Rumble coming through Showdown being the first pick here for WindowLife, he's really looking into that straight off the bat mechanics boost here before the second ban stage to come through, as our new ban format kind of allows our players to get that first ban and then make the most of the strongest maps they possibly can until another one of their strongest maps are shut away. And yeah, not a surprising first pick here for WindowLife. Nomad 5, 240 BPM Skyflame mechanics. Pretty bursty, speedy first, like, 3/4 of the map, and then it really starts to ramp up a lot on the stamina later on. You do see a few hits of the stamina in a couple longer streams, but it really starts to hit towards the longest sections, where that's when you'll eventually start seeing at drops and pressure really start to land. We've seen a lot of players who may not be characteristically strong on that speed who still perform really well on this map. But unfortunately for WindowLife, he slipped up early and has gotten a break before the first third break of the map, and Maliszewski sees that and has a great advantage past this break into the rest of the map.
He does not, actually, because he also slided.
Oh, he broke.
So
I missed. I didn't see that.
Yeah, narrative broken, by the way. Nice, almost. Nice try, but not quite going to be that big of an advantage for Maliszewski here. As you said, Maliszewski is still good enough at this type of skill set to potentially take breakpoints here. Of course, hidden PP record on the 220 BPM Deathstream map, Astral Empire, does make you pretty solid at 240 BPM as well. This one not too much higher of BPM than some of the comfort range for Maliszewski. WindowLife, though, with a little combo advantage and only a 13k score lead for Maliszewski, should be able to take the score lead back eventually if all things stay as they are. But as you said, a lot of these sections of the map right before the ending are very, very aim-focused. If WindowLife can control the aim, if he can hit a lot of these jump patterns, then he's going to be looking pretty solid into the very, very stamina-heavy ending of the map.
We're approaching that final ending section that we were talking about earlier. It's where the stamina really starts to ramp up, and these combos are really, really close here. It's really neck and neck. WindowLife just has to hold for as long as he can. Maliszewski holds onto that lead by just a tiny bit, but the longer this runs for, the more that peak combo increases. WindowLife is going to eventually be able to slip it in, but even a small act drop could delay this. Lead finally goes back to WindowLife, but anything could change here. We're just before that really difficult section where the stamina starts to hit a maximum, and here we go. Giant axe drops there from WindowLife, which goes slightly close to maliszewski, but not enough. Maybe just yet. No, Ristol still takes the advantage. Accuracy drops massively there from WindowLife, and maliszewski might be able to take it back. It's just barely flickering left and right. Who's going to take it? It could go down to the final stream. Buslight has come through, and WindowLife takes it by 6.3 thousand score. Incredibly close first map. Maliszewski nailed it on the accuracy. It almost had it. But just barely towards the very end, WindowLife took it.
Yeah, crucial act drop there by maliszewski right before the end of the map. Dropped about 5 more 100s on one of those streams. And that, I think, is the entire reason WindowLife is able to take it there. Without that act drop, I don't know if you get that 6,000 score lead for WindowLife. But by the skin of his teeth, puts a point on the board versus the #1 seed out of qualifiers. Extremely close first pick for WindowLife. And you expect a pick like this to be a little bit less close, a little bit more one-sided toward maliszewski. All the Lights by Kanye West, mapped by Xarius. Xarius maps generally very, very aim control heavy, very, very high spacing in what they do for a lot of patterns. And this map is no exception. Some really ridiculously high spacing circle streams in this Nomad alt pick, with, of course, quite a lot of snap patterns, basically star jumps in this map as well. So this is going to be something that is really, really difficult to maintain consistency on for players who don't have just the raw flow aim and snap aim control at 142 BPM alt. Imagine they're 284 BPM jumps instead, and that's kind of what you're working with here on some of these snap aim patterns.
Yeah, all of the Lights, a very contrary map to what we've seen before. Control, a massive requirement here. You talked about it already, Dio. Xarius notorious for this kind of style. The style is so volatile. Some of these patterns just really spike in difficulty out of nowhere. You've got those rotating super linear jumps in super space that can seriously destroy you in the control if you're not prepared for it. We saw a little bit of a hit of it just earlier, but you're going to be seeing it a lot more often. This is a long map, and it doesn't really stop too much in the difficulty. It kind of stays around the same up until the ending, where it starts to hit a little bit of a peak. And for maliszewski, you're expecting this to be very much one of his most comfort maps here. One of his most comfortable ones. WindowLife, definitely no slouch. Definitely a strong aim player who is able to potentially keep up on this. It's more about that long-term comfort, that long-term consistency that maliszewski's so known for, which is going to make this a bit dangerous for him. So far, so good, though. No major combo drops, just accuracy staying in favor of maliszewski. Very, very close score so far.
And no breaks so far. We're getting into the second Ki time now. Another one of those big wheels, and WindowLife, I don't know, hands off the wheel on that one, unfortunately. No Jesus to take over for him, so he is going to be dropping the combo there on that pattern, and maliszewski just still going through the star jumps and through all of the other high-spacing patterns in this Ki time.
Yeah, it's just stunning here from maliszewski. Those star jumps you mentioned before, starting to show up massively in these Ki sections, is where the difficulty really hits his peaks during this map, and maliszewski just soars through it with flying colors, 99 accuracy as well. No sign of struggle from the Polish wonder kid. WindowLife, despite dropping earlier on towards the start by that really difficult rotating section, does still have that 300 in the recovery, but against someone like maliszewski on this, you're really just hoping for a fall apart from him. You cannot risk one missing in this map when someone like Ristol is on the enemy team. And unfortunately, as that ramp up comes back in the next Ki, WindowLife drops once again. Ristol was very close to approaching that 1000 combo, and he lands it. Halfway mark coming through, full combo still in his hands, and that lead starts to become close to insurmountable now as the highest spacing jumps come through, and maliszewski continues to hit all of it. Finally goes down on one of those linear 1-2 patterns, and still though, I mean, what do? WindowLife trades it not long afterwards, and it just seems all but over, and we're not even 2/3 of the way through just yet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're too upset about this loss on this map if you're WindowLife, though, right? Like, yeah, this is kind of what you expect coming into the matchup versus maliszewski, is you expect him to pick alt and tech and reading and basically any of the gimmick maps in the pool that he can get his hands on and do very, very well on them. And as WindowLife, you're expecting to pick as many mechanics maps as possible, as many speed and stamina maps as possible, and effectively just full combo or have a bad time on those maps, as we saw in the very, very close Nomad 5. So I don't think this is going to be any blow to the mental for WindowLife.
No,
you know,
definitely not.
Hey, as long as you're playing well, as long as you're happy with the score, and as long as you keep your head up going into the rest of the mechanics picks in the pool, it should be just fine to give this one over. It's Maliszewski's first pick. You expect him to do really well on it.
Yeah, no surprises in that regard. Question is now is what WindowLife will most likely lean into, most likely being the double time 2. I feel like Maliszewski on Nomad 2 is a little bit too capable on that. 211 BPM is definitely within his comfort range. So I'm definitely suspecting DT2 to be WindowLife's next option. Do you see any potential for any other picks here from WindowLife DO outside of DT2, or do you think that's a certainty?
I think we're
believe
probably just seeing the DT2. I mean, if you don't pick it here, Maliszewski is going to ban it, so you never get to pick it. And surely you want to pick it at some point throughout this match, because, you know, as we've talked about, Maliszewski, a really, really high-level all-rounder. There's really no plain weakness to exploit with this player, unless you get to the really, really high skill cap 9-star sort of maps and your MREC. So for WindowLife here, you pick into your strengths, you pick into the stuff you're best at, and in tournament and in solo, that is the speed. So that should be the pick here for WindowLife.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, that's the big scary thing with Ristal, is that you really cannot strategize against him. Your simple strategy is to just play what you like, play what you're comfortable on, and that's it. Especially this early into the tournament, that skill ceiling limit is nothing that you can really play around. WindowLife does have phenomenal skill ceiling, but only in those tower mechanics maps, and even so, I don't know if he'd be able to outclass Maliszewski even up until final stage. Guaranteed, at least, right? But yeah, WindowLife's next pick very likely to be the DT2, and it will be indeed. This is your kind of your average DT2 typical stamina. It is, from what I believe correctly, 247.5 BPM. Just barely off 250. Consistently speedy, consistently stamina intensive. And who else would WindowLife to pick into a map like this? But Ristal definitely can't be counted out on this one. We're just going to have to wait and see.
Yeah, one side effect of the shortened DT pool this early on is there's really no high BPM speed in the pool yet, with DT1 banned out. That's the only map above 250 in the entire pool. The only other high BPM picks are, of course, the DT2, the Nomad 5, and the Nomad 1, but that's aim. So it's not really something that you're going to claim advantage on if you are WindowLife. I think we'll probably see it picked at some point, just because it is one of those mechanics maps, and that's generally what you want to pick as WindowLife in this matchup. But even here, you see already early break for WindowLife, and Maliszewski's still holding on to the FC. So as we've talked about, none of these picks are free, despite being something that WindowLife is strong on. And Maliszewski now going to see he's ahead. WindowLife going to see the same, and just praying for a break from Maliszewski at some point during this map.
Yeah, another thing applied on this map is a lot of finger control. You can see those bursts and doubles on top of that raw stamina requirement on this. And Maliszewski's still hitting it all with flying colors, 99.4 accuracy and climbing for him. Past this verse as well, he's got quite a bit of time to build and build until that KI comes around and that difficulty starts to ramp up just a little bit. WindowLife, though, not too far away. Still got 500 combo and still able to at least climb and contest him. But he's going to have to hope for Maliszewski to break, otherwise it's going to be all for nothing. And if we start to get into that next KI, you see the difficulty continue, you see those doubles and you see those streams. Both players still holding on. Accuracy also marvelous from both of these players. Anyone could break here. Is it going to happen? We still have the guitar solution, I believe, after this. No. And then you've got more and more stamina up until after this. So still possible. And this recovery from WindowLife is exceptional.
Yeah, it's a great recovery, but it's not quite a full combo. The accuracy is there for WindowLife, but the combo is still lagging behind by about 200, and that's not gone anywhere since the start of the map. It's all up to whether Maliszewski breaks here in the last quarter or not. If we do see a break soon, it's doable for WindowLife, but the window of opportunity is slowly closing, Sheba. There's only so much time left for WindowLife to win, even with a miss from maliszewski here, and I think the window is closed and shut, especially with that miss from WindowLife.
Yeah.
Not going to be enough. Great score from WindowLife. 700k on this is a very solid score, but this is a 99% AC FC from maliszewski, still going strong here into the ending, and bro is farming in match. That's the FC with 99 AC.
That is immaculate from maliszewski. Incredible score. What else can you say? A perfect combo as well. 99.13 AC, outshining WindowLife. And I mean, God, against anyone else, this would have been a very scary score to go up against. But it just had to be against maliszewski. And there's not much you can do this early into the tournament with any strength here. And yep. maliszewski gets the first breakpoint of a pre-ban pick as well, which is very, very dangerous for WindowLife now.
Yeah, 706 PP, by the way.
Oh my God.
Chill 700 in match to start things off. And I think I heard Hard Rock 3 there in the background before we switched scenes, and there it is, the Hard Rock 3 pick to come through. With Hidden 2 banned, and maybe not wanting to pick into the Nomad 6, maybe considering that a little RNG with all the back and forths. maliszewski instead going for some Hard Rock finger control and AC for the second pick here, pre-second ban phase. This is a swing map, so the BPM lies to you. This is not 150. A lot of the finger control in this plays more like 225 BPM instead.
Yeah, this pick, despite being quite unsurprising here for maliszewski, I see a small reality where WindowLife might be able to pull something special on this. You said before how WindowLife, despite being mostly well known for its incredible speed, incredible control, tap and control specifically, Hard Rock is another one that WindowLife is particularly comfortable on. And, the Hard Rock requirement isn't necessarily going to be what's daunting for him. It is going to be this raw swing and control, which maliszewski kind of lives in. He loves this kind of style. So it really is a matter of, whether that control comfort for maliszewski goes into his favor or whether that Hard Rock comfort for WindowLife is going to shine in a moment that really, really matters for him. And we are going to be going into this Ki now. Loads of doubles and loads of swing sections. You're really relying on the control and that discipline. Accuracy as well. Massively in favor of maliszewski so far. Nearly 2 whole % here in his favor. And that score of 15k, despite prominent, not too advantageous just yet. WindowLife still holds on to that full combo, despite struggling quite a bit on the AC. That section really, really dangerous. Still hit from both players here. maliszewski still soaring ahead with flying colors, but drops on the slider burst, and WindowLife still holds. The break is shown, and Window knows what he has to do. He's just past that halfway mark. He's still got a long way to go, and Ristel can very much come back if Window is to drop soon, but he's got to hold on for as long as he can. The pressure is on.
Yeah, we're halfway through this FC for WindowLife, still intact. It looked like maliszewski a little frustrated there after the break, threw his cursor to the side of the screen. He knows that that was not the break you need exactly halfway through the map, and now WindowLife with a 40k score lead and climbing is behind on accuracy by 2%, so needs to do more with this combo than you usually would need to in order to secure the win. But the longer you hold on to this FC, WindowLife, the easier this breakpoint can be, and this is why I talked about WindowLife as a Hard Rock player at the start of the matchup, Shiva. This is the player who has been on the up and up throughout North America tournaments over the past year and a half or so, and you can see the aim control coming out here for WindowLife. He is still FCing this section, hitting some of these slider ends as well, no problem. Dropping a bit of accuracy, sure, but still on this FC. He says, anything you can do, I can do too, buddy. I got the FC in me. Let's see the score by the end of it, because he is popping off here in the back half of the map.
This is phenomenal here from WindowLife. We knew he was good on finger control, but this level of aim control is unprecedented. This is amazing. And Ristel also putting up phenomenal precedence as well. Great recovery combo, but it's too little too late. WindowLife has pulled off an incredible recovery here, and as he still hits those ridiculously spaced doubles in between these swing slider sections, WindowLife will hit everything and land the full combo.
And that one break in the middle of the map is all it took. 97.8 accuracy. Without that break in the middle of the map, maliszewski FC'd the entire rest of the map, would have won the point, but WindowLife holds on to the FC, gets 900k by the end of it. That is what you need to do to take breakpoints against maliszewski here in round of 16, is pull up with some ridiculous scores of your own. He may not be farming in match, but that's some clout farming if I've ever seen it. Take a hard rock finger control, aim control pick off of maliszewski. That's a good score.
Yeah, absolutely. Very impressive. You know, I was more expecting for maliszewski to maybe lean into something like Ruse Gun, or maybe one of the hidden maps. Although Hard Rock 3 definitely still being a valid pick here, WindowLife might have an opportunity to shut one of those potential guarantee picks down now. After getting that amazing breakpoint, it's still 2-2. maliszewski now making a choice on what he wants to ban. Does he want to get rid of the Nomad 2? You know, although it does hit with the stamina, does hit with the flame, this is within his ability. It's not. It's going to be hidden 3. Interesting. Unless that was...
that was WindowLife.
There we go. I was going to say, hidden 3? I don't know if you'd ban that. I think Marissa would want to play that. So, yeah, okay. Nomad 2 ban here for maliszewski. Doesn't want to deal with it. Doesn't want to deal with the stamina. WindowLife very likely going to ban hidden 3. I'm pretty sure we got spoiled. But, yeah, that is going to be it. So, pretty fair bans here. I think maliszewski... I mean, where else could you have gone for? What, like Hard Rock 1 maybe? I mean, or Hard Rock 2. But, yeah, Nomad 2 probably the better option. WindowLife being a very comfortable player on something like this, definitely not something that you want to deal with, especially for how long it is and how consistent it is. So yeah, valid pick, valid bans here. Next pick for WindowLife. Opportunity now to bring it through. That's not WindowLife's pick. That's maliszewski's pick. Sudapatan. There's no way WindowLife would pick this. Yeah, that is maliszewski's pick. Yeah, that is maliszewski's pick. No shot.
Surely that's maliszewski's pick, or WindowLife thought there was another ban, because I don't think you're picking that map into maliszewski.
Has Window like been secretly in like some secret elite other server just been practicing?
He's been getting training from Boshyman recently.
Is Boshyman in his house
on the easy arc? Yeah.
Is Boshy in his house? Is that what's happened? Like some
and it is actually just Nomad 6. Okay.
Sudapatan. Okay. This has to be Bristol's pick. There must be like an error with the UI, surely, no?
And no, apparently it's real according to Kay. So and streamer. So
oh my God.
Yeah, this is Sudapatan picked by WindowLife. The Boshyman training arc is actually real, apparently. So we're going to see some absolutely ridiculous aim control reading hybrid here with a lot of really ridiculous back and forth sliders, 1/3 aim, wiggle streams, finger control. You name the skill set. If it's gimmick, it's probably in this map. Oh, and also it's AR 7.4.
Yeah, you know, if the control and stacks in this map, not enough. The AR is just ridiculous. This is a reading player's dream. People love playing this if they are a super strong reading player. And someone like maliszewski easily able to capitalize. WindowLife is struggling immensely on this. Unfortunately, not only losing by 11%, nearly 11% accuracy, WindowLife also struggling a lot on the combo department here. maliszewski absolutely slaying on this so far. And these little quick, rapid reverse sliders, a lot of aim control here. Both players do drop on that long slider, but still, that combo lead for maliszewski is really paying dividends here, giving that about 126,000 score in his favor. Accuracy definitely being the biggest deficit here, but I mean, what makes you think you want to pick this into maliszewski? I can't help but think that. Like, this had to have been a mistake or a troll, surely.
And maybe, you know, obviously, hindsight, this is a very bad pick for WindowLife, right? He is down basically 200,000 points, and the opponent's score is only 280,000 score. So he's sub 100k right now. But, like, benefit of the doubt, right? Put yourself in his shoes. You've been practicing the pick. Maybe this is a low roll score. You never know if his locals are much higher than this. He's got several 300Ks or something in the locals. You just don't know what the player's practice scores are. And also, maliszewski doesn't first pick this after you ban out the hidden 2. So, and doesn't second pick it either, picks the Hard Rock 2 instead. So maybe WindowLife thinking, you know what, I don't know if this guy is actually confident on this map in particular. Obviously, generally, you don't want to pick low AR reading into maliszewski. He's very good at the skill set, and you're seeing why he has that reputation right now, closing in on 400k. I don't think he'll quite get there because this ending is absurd.
Yeah.
But, you know, benefit of the doubt, maybe some thinking going on there from WindowLife of, okay, if he's not picking it early, maybe he's bad at it. Let's just see how it goes.
I mean, 120k isn't necessarily a sign of complete and utter discomfort. You may be right. Yeah, maybe it was a low roll. Maybe WindowLife had something cooking that unfortunately did not reflect in this match.
Burnt the kitchen, unfortunately. Sent off the smoke alarm, but we'll move past it. I mean, it's not over. We've already seen WindowLife take a break point on that Hard Rock 3. There are still ways for WindowLife to come back in this match. And with all of the tapping mechanics gone, none of these picks are going to none of these picks are going to be free anyway. And apparently, according to match chat, like the in-game chat between players, his locals are like 300k. So yeah, he hella low rolled on that map. And I don't know how much you can expect a low roll here on this DT3. maliszewski currently number 2 on the leaderboard. Yep. 192 BPM, AR 10.3 DT alt gimmick with a lot of aim control and finger control on this map. maliszewski was the second double time or hidden double time FC and the first hidden double time FC on this map when it was ranked 2 years ago. So you're going to expect a pretty solid score from him on this one.
Yeah, definitely. But I wouldn't count out WindowLife on this. This is a lot of control. WindowLife does have very, very strong levels of control on this. I mean, we've seen it, some of his solo scores especially reflected in that. I still feel like there's a little bit of potential here for WindowLife to get an upset on this. Even if this is one of maliszewski's very comfortable maps, we're really just hoping for maliszewski himself to maybe do a bit of a low roll on this one. I see some potential. I see a world where WindowLife might be able to take this one. And, yeah, this map is ridiculous. I mean, you've already talked about it. maliszewski's number 2 on the global on the leaderboards. And so far in this little early intro section, it hasn't been too difficult for him to adjust. 99 accuracy now for maliszewski. WindowLife as well, not too far away in the combo, but in the accuracy, unfortunately struggling a little bit. 96, 95 now. This AR 10.3 shouldn't be too fast for him. Very likely just the rhythms and the control, just maybe a little bit of time to adjust for.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, so far good in combo.
Yeah, I mean, WindowLife, obviously, with the Hard Rock 3 full combo, good at finger control and aim control. You can't take that away from him, but also maliszewski is kind of a monster on these gimmick DT picks. Besides being the first hidden double time FC on this map and second DT FC on the leaderboard, he also tends to pick this skill set into basically everyone. Like, if there is a gimmick DT map, he is probably going to pick it because he is only really matched on this skill set by a couple of people in the world. I would say, like, you don't favor him. You say it's even, maybe, versus, like, Emrek. But there's very, very few people who can actually match maliszewski on this style of mapping. And, well, you're seeing it already, 99 accuracy. Double FC still intact, though. Both players still holding combo, so there is still a chance. As we said, WindowLife very good on this style of mapping, but you're still giving maliszewski the edge, both based off of how the map has gone so far and expectations before match.
Yeah, definitely. This accuracy being the big difference maker here for both of these players. 42,000 scoring in favor of maliszewski. As we start to build up in the next difficulty ramp up, really does matter to one of these sections here. We've seen step-ups from maliszewski before. Could it be on this one? Any kind of hoping you have here for WindowLife to try and balance it out once again to 3-3, it has to be soon. Any drop hit really can make a massive, massive difference. But it doesn't seem like it's going to be anybody just yet. Both players still holding. WindowLife continues to build a little bit of ACK.
Like, this is just ridiculous.
No, like, guys, can someone miss?
This score from WindowLife is already insane. He's over 600k, still full comboing 3/4 of the way into the map. Like, against anyone else in the tournament, basically give WindowLife the edge on this skill set now. Like, this is an insane score.
Can someone
but maliszewski is beating it still because he has 99 accuracy and is also full comboing. This is just actually absurd level of play from both players on this DT3. This is insane.
Please, somebody miss at the end. I can't play any of this. The ending starts to ramp up, but there's nothing I can say. These guys are still holding on. There's no way we're going to see a double FC on this. There's absolutely no way. The double starts to show way more often, and finally WindowLife goes down towards the end. But against anyone else, that would have been absolutely destructive here. Wait, no, okay, too much, too little. Too little, too late. Maliszewski did drop towards the very end, but it wasn't going to be enough. Maliszewski, with one miss, just barely missing out on the double time full combo. Would have been the third double time full combo ever on this map in tournament, but unfortunately just barely missing out. But WindowLife still 1 million slider break just before the very end. Goodness me. Had the timing been slightly different, we could have seen a crazy upset and the third FC on this map ever. How insane is that, Dio? This is...
Yeah, I mean, these players are ridiculous, right? Like, this is just an insane level of play from both of them. They are both popping off. I'm taking a look through the previous scores on DT3 this weekend just to see exactly who has a better score than either of them. And I think pending one more MP link, yeah, okay, the only person with a better score than either of these players is Kriller from earlier today, who got a better score than WindowLife. That is the only player who beat either score from these players. So that was the #1 and #3 score on the map for the weekend. And WindowLife would beat everyone else besides Kriller and maliszewski with that score. That was a very, very good run from WindowLife. But unfortunately not enough to beat the best run of the weekend from maliszewski there. And now we get Hidden One from WindowLife. Does decide to pick into some more of those mechanics here in the matchup where he is favored to lose most one-sidedly versus maliszewski. And, you know, he said on Nomad 6, he wanted to kind of experiment a little bit, try out some different stuff. He had okay locals on the map, was at about 300K. So I think going into this map as well, you don't usually expect WindowLife to pick Hidden, but maybe just trying it out here to see if the aim and stream hybrid mechanics are on point today.
Yeah, this doesn't really hinge too much on that hidden requirement. This is a decently high map from what I remember. I believe they are 9.6, 9.7 from what I remember correctly. 9.6, yeah. So decently quick for these players. Maybe one of the streamy sections that could be an issue, but WindowLife seemingly to be comfortable playing on this. And maliszewski, though, definitely not going to be a stash on this. I don't think the mechanics is going to be too hindering for him. But on top of that, this map is decently long. 4 minutes and 15 seconds long. Very consistent. So we could potentially see some really giant combos up until the very end, like we've seen previously with these two players. And so far, both players still holding on phenomenally. SS maliszewski, 99.3 for WindowLife. Still ain't it.
That was a rough misread for WindowLife. Those perfect stacks in this section are harder than they first appear. Let's just put it that way, because I think a lot of players can easily misread that. maliszewski's still completely fine on the double S, and again, on a mostly mechanics-focused Hidden One like this, you're going to expect him to deal with the reading sections just fine, and there's a slow slider as well for WindowLife. That hurts. But again, Astral Empire Hidden, you're probably not getting mechanics gapped on this.
No, definitely not. As that's still intact here for maliszewski. And as he hits those big jump sections there, it's just a small build-up up until the first major diff spike section where the streams and the type of mechanics start to be a little bit more emphasized in this map. But I mean, what else can you do if you're WindowLife? Unfortunately, that tragic mystery alongside getting slow slided. Just two very slight signs of miscomfort on the Hidden, leading to a tragic outcome for him. And as we start to get into the diff spike section here, maliszewski still maintains his SS. He's still holding on. And as the difficulty starts to continue, it doesn't seem like Ristal's train is going to go anywhere near the stopping point. He's still soaring ahead halfway through the map, and still not a slight, even whimper of a mistake up until that small slider. But outside of that, man, I mean, this is nearly perfection here. He loses SS, but I mean, who cares, right? Like, this is still insane.
All right, first big stream section to come up here. If we see any big chain misses, this could still swing back the other way. We're only 2/3 of the way through. This map is, again, very long, well over 4 minutes.
Oh,
a couple of act drops here for maliszewski. WindowLife still holding on to combo. maliszewski does not drop the combo during that section. Both players hit those slider jumps as well, so neither of them dropping an inch during that section. It's still maliszewski, though, on the full combo, 99.5 accuracy, looking unassailable right now. And again, a lot of these scores from WindowLife would beat basically anyone else. I think we've probably seen better scores on this map through this weekend. A little cursor dancing here for WindowLife. He knows this one's over. But what can you do against scores like this from maliszewski over and over? You know, you put up the 3rd best score of the weekend on DT4 and still lose because your opponent is the literal best. Just kind of unlucky. Rough shakes here for WindowLife, but on this map, I mean, maliszewski is just untouchable at this point.
Yeah. What else can you really say, dear? I mean, you've got a little bit of an ending section to come through. maliszewski still holding onto this full combo. Are we going to be seeing a full combo here from maliszewski on this map? The first time it being played in this round, and definitely the last time. Are we going to be seeing as an FC? maliszewski, the most fitting player to FC a map like this. WindowLife knows it's over. It's all a matter of the style points now for maliszewski. As the stream starts to hit those little twists and turny sections, still hit cleanly from maliszewski. Accuracy still incredible. No struggle, no sign of restraint. It is all the show of maliszewski. Who gets the full combo? What a score. 8 100s throughout this entire map. 4 minutes long. And 8 100s. Like, what? I don't know. That's just absurd. It's not funny. It's not funny, Dio. The score isn't funny. What the hell?
Chill 672 hidden only in match. After the chill 700 to start things off on DT2. I don't know. Just some more farming.
That was a PP leaderboard, man. This guy would be so far ahead of everyone else. It's not even funny.
Yeah, he's a couple of hundreds behind Cookies' score from a couple of years ago, but that'd be number 2 on the map, and that's the 2nd hidden FC ever on the map.
What?
So,
wait,
you know,
really?
pretty good. Yeah, that's
hell?
the 2nd hidden FC ever on the map. The number 2 score on the leaderboard is Bubbleman Nomad FC with 600s. So yeah, that'd be number 2 on the leaderboard, only to Cookies. And if you converted it to score v1, maybe slider accuracy helps out there. I don't know. But regardless, ridiculous score from maliszewski.
Yeah.
And now you shouted this one out at the beginning of the match, Shiba, the Nomad 4 here. Maybe expecting maliszewski to go into that a little bit earlier on. Ruse Gun by Camellia, the tech Nomad pick with some absolutely ridiculous slider shapes that you have to follow because of the slider ticks in them, alongside some very, very difficult stream aim in this map.
Yeah, definitely. This one is a banger. Straight up. Rusegan's quite... feel free to disagree with you, but I believe this map, despite being so tech-focused, is one of those maps that isn't impossible for anybody, you know? It's still really difficult. It has those really scary sliders, but I feel like any player can actually pull some really miraculous stuff. The slider aim, despite being really difficult, is not nearly impossible as long as you practice this map well enough. But of course, the comfortable, the experts still do pale and still do easily become favored in this. You can kind of already see it. These weird control streams along with those strangely shaped sliders, if not practiced easily, can lead to a drop. And WindowLife is unfortunately tripping up earlier on maliszewski. Early stage FC is still intact.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the long sliders are practicable in this map, that's for sure. But a lot of the stuff that you kind of write off as just basic tech is really, really tricky in this map. You have these triples in the ki times that they look linear, but they're actually 2-4-3 in order instead of 2-3-4. So they're back and forth wiggle triples instead of normal ones. You have ridiculous Axel decel slider streams in this map. You have a lot of 1/3 finger control and reading strain in this map because of that. So dealing with those long, ridiculous sliders on top of all of that is what makes this map so difficult. It's not just those patterns, it's that everything works together in ways that make every single pattern harder in this map. And on top of that, a lot of the sliders don't really go the way you would expect them to in this map. So as you said, practice is a key component of this one. And it looks like both players are pretty practiced on this. The long slider's not tripping up WindowLife, and he's got pretty good combo now after some early trepidation with this pick. But Maliszewski's still on the FC with 99.5 accuracy. Maliszewski's slider act is truly something to behold.
Holy crap. Big stream section to come through now. This could be a really important break comes through, but it won't be the case. Up to the slider section now to try and hope for a break here from Maliszewski. WindowLife, any hope left relies has to be on this section here. Sliders reach an absolute peak in difficulty, and a small cheese there from WindowLife still hits it though. Maliszewski remains untouched here. Combo still intact, accuracy still intact. One more giant slider section to come through before the long stream. Giant slider hit from both slider stream. Drop from WindowLife. And that surely has spelt the end now. Maliszewski hits everything beautifully. It's like art watching this man play some tech maps. And WindowLife, man, he tries so hard and was so close to nailing the whole part. But just at the very end, as those slider bursts come, it trips him up. And that almost now has sealed the deal, surely. 1500 combo is so giant, especially with the slower sections come through, building up even more. This seems to be the end for WindowLife's winners bracket run on this. And yeah, up to now really whether or not Maliszewski can full combo this up until the end.
Yeah, we're just watching Maliszewski at this point, so I want to give some shout-outs to some of the ridiculous scores that WindowLife put up in this match, because he actually has had some insane runs. Yeah, like, by the way, if we do see a Ruse Gun FC here from Maliszewski, it would be the, I think this is the 5th FC ever on the map. Maliszewski does not have an FC on this Score v1. He has a hidden 5 miss on this map from almost 2 years ago now. So if we do see an FC, this would be one of a very elite club, one of very, very few on the map. But in the meantime, like, WindowLife has had some ridiculous scores. 670k on the Nomad 5, full combo on the Hard Rock 3, which is just absurd. And then stuff like the 1 million score on DT3, also very, very good from him. Again, number 3 on the map this weekend. And that is now an FC from Maliszewski. This is all just cooldown. None of this pattern is hard at all. That is the 5th FC ever on Ruse Gun. Done in match, 99.43 accuracy. That is number 2 on the leaderboard, beating out Fancy Lad's accuracy, only second to Kriller on Score v1 4 days ago. That is absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, I can't speak. What? Well, Maliszewski in Corsace Closed, ladies and gentlemen. What more can you say? I mean, yeah, ridiculous. He set multiple first times on both of these maps. Potential to outshine number 1 solo leaderboards in match alone. That is just, that's when you know you're dealing with one of the best tournament players in the world, and definitely one of the best of all time. I don't think that has to be questioned now.
Yeah, I mean, against a lot of other players, WindowLife's performance here would have been good enough to get a much closer match, but the qualifier seeding being what it was, you're against the number 1 seed in the tournament and one of the best early stage 1v1 open rank all-rounders in the game. So you are just not winning this match because Maliszewski puts up scores that are at another level in these earlier stages of the tournament, as we saw throughout this match. 3 full combos out of the 8 maps played. One miss at 1.1 million on the DT3 as well. Like, these were some pretty ridiculous scores from Maliszewski. So Nicely done to him. He moves on to the winners quarterfinals. WindowLife, despite a very good effort, will drop down to the losers bracket here.
You know, it would be really great if a player like maliszewski could be in a manga, right, dear? But you know what is
That'd be pretty
crazy?
sick.
There is a Corsace manga out right now, made by, I believe it was Honbei and a few other incredible artists who made it. I don't know who is able to share it in the Twitch chat, but there is a Corsace Closed manga out at the moment. It was made by Honbei, Kozuki, NT Piggy, and X Helalia. A really cool story, really cool read. I recommend watching it. I recommend reading it. Very cool manga. And
You know what else is cool?
what else is cool, Dio? Tell me, please.
Momokai is also cool. You can use Corsace's code on Momokai's website for a discount on some of their products. And also, I don't know if we're doing a like custom tap trio this year for Corsace Closed, but check out Momokai's website for some of their products as well. And I think that is it for now. We will have some matchups to discuss during the quarterfinals map pool showcase, which will be later today at 22 UTC. That's in about 2 hours and 15 minutes. So for now, thank you all for watching. Congratulations to maliszewski on the win. Good luck to WindowLife in the losers bracket. And we'll see you all back here in about 2 hours for the quarterfinals map pool showcase.
See you guys around. Much love.